Afternoon.
I know your first instinct is going to be to try and press every single button or compose an escape plan, so let me just give you a quick rundown on the situation you're facing so you're up to speed. That over there is a carbon freezer. That carbon freezer over there doesn't work. It's supposed to be working, the warranty's in date, but it doesn't bloody work. So, we're stuck with this situation over here. If it was working, you would be over there with the rest of the bail jumpers. Say hi to the bail jumpers. Come on, give them a little wave, why not? Oh no, that's just hurtful. No, it's not their fault if they don't wave back. That's very rude. Anyway, couldn't put you in the carbon freezer, so we've rigged up a little system over here. This is called an airlock. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Don't press any buttons inside or the door will open and you'll be jettisoned out into space. And I don't care how magical you are not going to be able to swim your way back to shore from that one little fella. So, don't open the airlock door, and don't try any spooky force magic because... Hey, there you go, you remember these guys. Little chrysalids, pick them up on Felucia, very, very simple. Don't disturb them, don't use the force, they will bloom, they will press a little button, and you get sucked out into space. I would prefer not to have to use that system, but unfortunately Jedi are unreliable, so it's probably better this way. I lose a lot of money, but hey, you lose a hell of a lot more than that, so... I guess we're a little bit even then, aren't we, player? Good stuff. I love ray shields. I don't know why people stopped using them. I mean, true, they take a lot of power, had to put a whole aux generator on the outside of the ship, but this... I mean, nothing beats the security you get with a ray shield. Nothing is getting through that. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at the crackling. Oh, love the crackling, man. Better turn that fan upside down, little guy. This little taxi ride of yours is costing a lot of money for somebody. Ultimately, isn't that one of the most personally validating things that you can hear from another person? They will spend a lot of money to see you dead, or see you in their cell, or do whatever kind of crazy weird thing they're gonna do. I'm not gonna judge. Yep, no, bang against it. Like I said, aux generator on the hull, you're not going to fix anything with that. No, I'm sure your master's coming. No. I'm not even going to dismiss that. I'm sure he is. Oh, your master is not a typical Jedi. I mistook him for a Sith at first, but his hesitation to shoot my hostage kind of gave the game away, didn't it? Oh, poor guy. Give him credit for one thing. Most Jedi don't use rifles. It's very forward-thinking of him. Most of them just charge in with stupid blades. Got one good shot to the leg or a landmine, and they're out of there. Kapoof. They don't even see it coming most of the time. Silly Jedi. I like this rifle. I thought there was a lot of room for improvement, but it was sound. Fit for purpose. Stun shot. Very rare to get one of those that operates on long range. I'd say it was probably modded, which shows that he does have an eye for what the rifle's supposed to do. But unfortunately, your guy, he just didn't know his guns well enough. Don't get me wrong, I like his specs, but here we go. It's a TLX 51, right? Of course you don't know. Don't worry about it at all. It's a sound weapon. You know, good range, it's light, and TLX knows how to make a stun without an insane sort of power draw. But of course they build it for that, you know? That's what TLX does. You know what TLX does, right? They're not military grade, they're hardly suitable for assassins, no. TLX is a sporting brand. TLX makes rifles for marksmen, for shooting competitions. You know, like the septathlons on Helic 9. You ever seen those? Oh, great stuff. Long haul, but worth committing to if you've got a good evening free. You know? I'll tell you what, one of the only good reasons to go to Tatooine. The pod racing. The Daimyo brought it back recently, and some of the races have this shooting component where they get out of their cars and they shoot at targets, and sometimes each other. They're not legally allowed to kill each other with these guns, but they are allowed to shoot at each other with stun weapons. That is where TLX really comes into their own. They know how to deliver very accurate stun shots, and the spectacle of it. And the sounds. I love the sounds of those guns. Sounds of those cars. Honestly, if you are into into fun machine noise, that is an event for you. That is a treat, my friend, and you should get free tickets. The Jedi should take you out on a little field trip, get you water. You need a lot of water. Stay hydrated in the desert. Good times. Go see the pod racing if you survive, which you won't. But that's not important right now. Don't fixate on that, because I am teaching you a lesson, and this is important. Good lesson to know this. You see, staying in this kind of business, you got to know your tools, you got to know your weapons, you got to know what you're using. TLX, decent brand, not enough power, and unfortunately, despite the fact that they are a sportsman's rifle, they're not great with precision when the guns have to perform under pressure. If everything's working perfectly, they are perfectly accurate. But unfortunately, they tend to be quite fragile. That's why you want a different kind of gun. You want to know what I mean? Yeah, let's take a look at this. This here is an E11. It's a Stormtrooper rifle. You remember these? These were from a little ways back, but they made enough of them that they're still in mass production, you understand. A lot of people send them out. It's a cheap gun. It's a good sort of auto rifle. If you get a lot of massed shots, you can hit your targets. They are quite powerful. However, they do have some crippling problems. Let me show you. Yeah. See that? See that right there? What? See that? That is glue. And over here you can see a little bit of, I think, solder from the weld. You see, these things are made fast. They are made cheap. They are made quick. And that means that the pieces don't always fit together right, and you kind of get sort of grubby artifacts like this. Now, this is quite an old gun, to be fair, but the appeal of it is having a nice sort of junk weapon to rely on in a pinch. This is what I had to use early on when I was more an enforcer than bounty hunter. Because it's a difficult profession to get into, you know, you need references. But the important thing is, do a lot of good enforcer work, you work up the better guns. And here is the problem with the Stormtroopers, is that they always lacked imagination. They'd always use the E11. The problem with the E11, or at least the way that they make the E11, is this here, right? See, this piece of the gun is supposed to fit into the power source over here. See? You slick, right? Doesn't click in properly. And what that leads to is heat bleed. You can see little bits of gunk all around here. That is from heat. Now what this is supposed to do, this little part here, it's supposed to channel the shot so it fires forward through the barrel. But the problem with this is the heat bleed. You see this little gunk around here. It leaks. Now this wouldn't be fine in most cases. The bolt was still fine, a straight line, you barely lose any power on the shot, but once you have an unstable energy projectile, that means that the energy can flux in any sort of different direction. So when it leaves the barrel, you don't know if it's going to shoot off to the right, to the left, if it's going to stay dead center on target. Most of the times, it does actually stay on center well enough, but unfortunately sometimes it can fire off erratically and it's just nasty. You look like an idiot firing it, and even if you do manage to land your shot, and you know, most of the time you will if you can compensate for the shot right, it's just nasty. Very, very nasty. You don't want to look like an amateur doing this kind of job. No. But you see this? No, it's not the kind of typical gun, no. Here, I'll show you. We just unscrew this bit here. Yeah, you see on the barrel over here, you have these little grooves cut into it. And over here, we have what I like to call a bullet. Little projectile goes into gun. You put it in here, and what these grooves do, and what the shape of this bullet does, is when you fire the projectile, the bullet will spin. And I won't get into the science, because I admit I do not fully understand it myself, but the premise, the basic gist that I understand of it, is that the bullet is so busy spinning that it does not get jostled about by wind or by gravity as much, so it can go further, and it is more precise. Now the advantage, of course, of these weapons is they're quite cheap to replace. If someone knows what they're doing, you can sort of refill on ammunition. It is specialized gear, though. You do need someone ideally who knows what they're doing in order to cut these grooves, and most planets do not have that kind of specialist knowledge. I did know one guy though. He was very, very good. It was a family business actually. In fact, actually, where is it? Yes, over here. Now, you see, I can see this look in your eye, like you don't know what I'm talking about, because this obviously isn't a gun, right? No. This is a brick. This is a brick, but it is an important brick. So stay with the story. Just going to leave that there for you. No worries, little guy. Now, see this brick here. This was my payment for a job, sort of. This is how I paid anyway. So there was a family I knew, very, very good. They made weapons, you know. Father would do the engineering, he would design the specs. He had this little kid who would occasionally help. He was the one who actually aligned the sights on this rifle. Oh, and he was good, man. He was very, very good. Tiny little hands, so he could get a grip on very fine, very delicate components, and he could get those in such a way. I have never had to resight this rifle in my life. Not once. And I do not say that lightly, because resighting rifles, it is a pain in the ass. I do not like it at all. However, father and son team makes these weapons. Dad makes them work. Son gets involved in the fiddly bits. And I was down on my luck at the time. You know, work was scarce, so my way of paying for that was actually, there was a house that I needed to build. There was a little bit of internal conflict going on. So the wife asked me to help them rebuild and repair various places. Oh, that was a good time. A very, very good time. I did flirt. I will admit that. I did flirt with the wife a little bit, but she never gave in. And that was good, because I liked them. I liked those two together, you know. They were fun. But a guy's got to try his chances every so often, you know what I mean? You don't? Yeah. I guess, you know, Jedi good two shoes sort of thing going on here, right? Yeah, sanctity of marriage and all. Yeah. No, I get you. No, I wasn't really being serious anyway. It was a good planet, that, actually. I like those people. I always tried to go back to them, you know, show them support for their livelihood. Pretty talented folks. I will admit there was a part of me that did like the physical labour, you know. Well, you spend so much time taking things out of the universe, it's nice to put something back into it. You know, with a kill, you shoot the guy in the head and you think, damn, I'm good at my job and I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this, but it's a thrill that can only last so long. Every time I'd go back down to that town, I'd see that house and say, man, I built that thing. I built that with my hands. That's what the man's supposed to do, you know? Gives you that feeling. That's what the man is supposed to do. It's a good feeling. What happened? Well, funny thing, really. There were a couple of folks who rode into town and didn't take too kindly to the weapons trade. All to my usual customers. So they were locked up. Didn't really see them again for a while. And the kid went down in the end as well. I think he's in something more straight-laced now. It's always a pity, you know, seeing someone who has such a gift trapped doing something else. It's demoralizing, you know. Still, I got my payback in the end. I met your master, actually. Oh, I know your master. He hired me once. In fact, maybe a couple of times. I'll let you in on a little secret, eh? He had some very, very nasty friends at one point in his life. Bad crowd, very mean, very disheartening. And he needed them gone, as it were. Couldn't do it himself. He had to call on unscrupulous people like me. That's why you're here, you know, kid. That's why he sent you after me. Because he doesn't want anyone to know about his real past. About what he was really like. Do you want me to tell you, kid? Huh? me to tell you? The things your master has done. Well, I'll... What? What? No. What? Hang on. No, yes, stop right there. He told you? He told you? He told you about the theocracy? About Val Noctera, about killing all of those, the Theocrat, Jedi, Sith, all of those people. Locking the rest of them up. He told you about them. You know? And you're still following this guy. Well, I did not see that coming. Oh, okay. Right. Well, damn. So you just knew the whole time that he was a hypocrite then? I didn't mention me. Okay, right, but he did mention them. I guess I wouldn't, it was kind of an incidental detail in that story, okay. Right. Kind of hurt by that, honestly. I thought we had this sort of a thing going for that. Oh well. Doesn't really change anything, You know there's a bounty on his head, right? I mean, there's a bounty on most Jedi's heads, but he's a special case. Like I told you, I've been back and forth to Val Noctera. There are plenty of people there that want him dead. What are people he wronged from the slave trade, for sure? Sith they didn't quite catch. Theocrats who want to see the return of that society, culty folks, but those people are in such a minority that, to be honest, law enforcement's taken care of most. But there are people that they can't stop. The people he hurt. The people he hurt before he chose his side. They're entitled to their revenge, Not everyone has to forgive. And I'm more than happy to deliver that. He can try and come after me all he likes, just like the people I kill. They have every right to come and get me. They just have to actually catch me. You comfortable there, kid? Good. Your master's gonna be here soon and I'm gonna be ready. And those people on Val Noctera, they are going to take their sweet time taking their revenge out on him. And I'm going to make a very handsome sum out of it all. You still trust him, eh? Still think he's coming? You really sure he's such a good guy? That he's going to come for you? Well, let's just see how well he... Oh, what is this now? Now that's got to be more than coincidence. Yeah, that's your master, but don't look so pleased with yourself, kid. Yeah, there you go. Take one shot at me and that kid goes out the airlock. That's good, he's waving off. That's good, keep your distance then. Your little act of sabotage isn't going to last, sweetheart. He can't do anything to me without hurting you. And I've got all the time in the world to get that hyperdrive fixed. See? He's just stuck out there. Nothing that ship can do except float and sputter and slowly run dry of Oh, mooring ropes. What are you hoping to do with those? Well, fine, friend, now we're both still. How's that gonna help you? Cut one hole in the ship, advance and we all die. And you can't afford losing the kid. Just makes you an easier target. Oh, you are a star, aren't you? Oh. Spacesuit. Man jumped from ship to ship. It's fine, he can't cut his way in here anyway. There's nothing he'll be able to do. Yeah, that's it, friend. Hammer away at the outer hull. See what you can do. That's it, cut all the wires you want, big guy. Redox generator's nothing. The energy's just going to divert. Only going to lose non-vital systems. Yeah, you go there, you sit down and you meditate. The only thing I'm gonna lose from this whole deal is the ray shield. Oh shit, the ray shield! Oh, good try, kid. Is that a pipe? Pipes ain't gonna do you much good against the proper vibro blade. Get back here, kid! Oh, yeah. Oh, come on then, little Jedi. I got that lightsaber from a very nasty theocrat. You think you can trust yourself with it? A precise weapon. One wrong blow and you cut open this ship. And it's good night for both of us. That's it, come on. We both know you don't stand a chance without it. You really think you can beat me? Without the lightsaber? Without the weapon? Without the Force? Oh. Jedi reaching for a vibroblade. Sure you know how to use that, kid? You're a funny one for a Jedi. Alright, I'll bite. Come get me. Sha! Come, kid. Come on, you won't win like this. So many Jedi fall beneath that blade. Do you know why? Because for all your preaching, for all your bleating, for all your fancy swordplay, you have no killer instinct. Ah. What are you doing? Come on, you punk kid. What's yours, clearly? I underestimated you. Come kill me. You struck the finishing blow. Now kill me. Finish the job. Oh. You are a star, aren't you? Fine, kid. Tag me in. Doesn't matter. Mercy's never free. Mercy. He's never free.